Viewer call-ins give.
From New York, if you can't get it here, you can't get it anywhere. Now, a man who believes that in this world there are just two kinds of people, hosts and guests.
Thank you very much. Hi, how are you? Thanks. Thank you very much. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. That's it, right? Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? You in a good mood? Good. Thank you. Let me ask you something before we actually begin the show. Is this the kind of thing I should be offended about? I get an invitation to the annual family reunion back there in Indiana. And on the bottom of the little invitation in my aunt's handwriting is a note that says, P.S., bring your checkbook. So... Oh, hi. You know, we're all very excited here at NBC. General Electric has started a brand new policy, and from now on they're going to be choosing a General Electric Fired Employee of the Month. So we're... a smattering of boredom. Well, did you see this? According now to the New York Times, since her trial has started, Leona Helmsley, the hotel queen, princess here in New York City, Leona Helmsley has spent $3 million fixing up the courtroom. Were you aware of that she had spent that kind of... Okay. Over 50,000 galleons, that's how we say it in Indiana, galleons, of crude oil leaked from a ruptured tank into the ocean off the coast of New Jersey. But yeah, oddly enough, though, experts say it's actually improved the water. So they're just gonna let it... Was that it? That was it? You know, I can go ahead and waste one. It's like a pitcher wasting a pitch, because I knew behind it, bammo, we got a... And what happened to it? Are you stealing them and doing your own show? On the program, and if you didn't see the program, let me just briefly tell you about it now. We called Joe Frazier and find out how much gas is in his car. And, Paul, were you prepared for the kind of reaction we've gotten?
It was really a thrilling...
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Thrilling
the building is buzzing. You can't go anywhere in the streets without somebody saying, hey, we really enjoyed you talking to Joe Frazier. Yeah. TV Guide doing a profile about it in a couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that fabulous?
That's right. So tonight, installment number 2 of phoning Joe Frazier to find out how much gas he has in his car. Now, over there is our friend...
We got him out here. We got him out here early to bring us back to the...
Paul, have you been following the adventures of Thomas Root?
Thomas Root, sir.
Thomas Root.
Who is that,
Thomas
sir?
Root is? Will, don't coach him. I heard that. He's now being
well,
tutored by our bass player.
I have to disqualify myself because
You're staying
Will
in the
and
same
I were
hotel.
staying at the same hotel. But he's the pilot who was found dead.
That's right. So he takes off in a rented Cessna from a Washington, D.C.
He was not found dead.
No, they found him alive.
Mistake, right.
He should have been dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he takes off, and you folks all know this, and he radios that he's not feeling well, and then he loses consciousness, and then they fly up, and they follow him till the plane loses, and then it crashes when it loses the gas and goes in, and then they get him out of there, and of course they find a gunshot wound in him.
Yeah.
So he's still alive, and he's crashed. He survived a crash. Well, you know, after the flight he should be well rested because he was out cold for 800 miles.
A little lagged out, though. A little jet lagged out.
So now they find the gunshot wound, and then yesterday, what did I say, that he had also been stabbed. They think he had been stabbed and hit in the head with a hammer really hard. Today, it turns out he was also strangled.
Strangled as well. Still survived.
But yet he still survived the ordeal.
Unbelievable.
Isn't it amazing?
What a mystery. I wonder what could have happened.
I don't know.
Wow.
Let's see. Is there anything else we need to do? No. Okay, let's do it. Let's get right to Joe Frazier and find out how much gas he has in his car. I've been waiting to do this all day. We called Joe Frazier. He's in Philadelphia, and we just find out what kind of gas he's got there in his car. There's the car. Okay. Originally, Joe told us he was driving.
cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number.
All right, okay, don't panic, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you do, don't panic. Let's try it again. Hi, Bob. Standing by? Bob is my assistant dialer. In the event that anything goes wrong, Bob throws himself on the phone. Okay, did I do something wrong the first time? Okay. I want a full report on this. Calling Joe Frazier, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hal, did we show him the new, we saw the new artwork originally.
Hello, Smoking Joe Frazier's office.
See, don't you love that? A woman answers, Smoking Joe Frazier's office. Hi, Marla.
Mr. Letterman,
is it Marla?
Yes, this is Marla.
Yeah,
yes.
it's me, Smoking Dave Letterman. Not bad. Start answering the phone. Do you know why they called Joe Frazier Smoking Joe?
No, why?
Well, geez,
That was a joke or something.
you know, Marla, you're the one who works for him. Didn't they give you any kind of brochure when you signed on, or?
No, I'm still in the training period, so I have to reread that.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Marla, since we'll be doing this every day now through Christmas,
Oh, my God.
I want you to find out why it is they call him Smoking Joe, and then tomorrow when we call in, you'll tell us, okay?
I certainly will.
All right, so you have a little homework there, honey.
I sure do.
All right, well, get plenty of sleep. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Now, can you put Smoking Joe on for me, please?
One moment. I'll see if I can find him. He's around here somewhere.
What, you mean you're surprised?
I think he's here.
What, you know, he's supposed to be here. We paid this guy for these little things. Okay, Marla.
I'm just kidding. I wanted to scare you for saying that comment about me last night.
Oh, what did I say last night?
You said something about me being fired or something?
Well, it was, of course, Marla, it was just a joke.
Oh, I know.
Okay, quick, run, get Joe. It's Marla, his lovely and talented assistant, Marla. From now on, when anybody calls, I want to be Smoking Joe, Smoking. Hello, Joe?
Hello there, Davey. How are you?
Good, how are you? Joe, what car is it today? Is it the Mercedes?
I got the Mercedes.
Okay, now before we talk about driving and gas and so forth, we have Friday, the big fight from Atlantic City coming up. Mike Tyson. What do you think of Mike Tyson, by the way?
I think Mike is a fine young man. He always treats me with respect. I don't have anything against that. Sometimes it probably some of the people that you have in your midst, you have to make some changes. Can I get away with that?
Yeah, I guess that's okay, Joe.
Okay.
Could you have beaten him, do you think, when you were in your prime?
Well, I think I can do pretty good right now if I give me a little chance to get myself together, David. What I would do, David, I would get a couple of dead men like yourself and warm up.
I see.
Yeah.
Now I think we know why they call him Smoking Joe. Okay, so Joe, so any predictions for the fight on Friday?
I would say it's going to be a good fight. Mike looks good, and he looks like he's in good shape.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance to see Carl, but Troop was ready, so therefore I think Mike will get things together.
Okay, good enough. Now, did you do some driving today, Joe?
Yes, I did.
You were in the Mercedes?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you go?
I went to pick up some clothes at the cleaner.
Yeah.
Put some in.
Yeah.
Do a little pit stop here and there.
Yeah. Okay. Now, have you topped it off? Have you topped off the tank?
No. Why take the top off?
Okay. You know, he's got a point. Why take the top off the tank? All right, Joe, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Tell us, how much gas do you have in your car?
I got 1/2 a tank.
All right, here it is, Joe Frazier. There, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. 1/2 a tank. Thanks, Joe. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Why take the top off the tank? You know, these days you don't need to take the top off the tank. Now what are we doing? Okay, let's do the top 10 and then we'll get on with our big show tonight. Now let me ask you a question. If you didn't love that, you can at least see why in a couple of months you will love it, can't you? Here we go, the category tonight, Batman's top 10 pet peeves. Have you seen Batman yet?
I'm looking forward to seeing it, sir.
Yeah, I've seen it 7 times.
I know, you've seen it a bunch of times.
And
You've been taken over by Batmania,
I have a
haven't
touch
you?
of Batmania.
I know you have.
And I painted the little bat symbol thing on my car.
Did you? Boy, they must
Here we go. Top 10 Batman pet peeves. Number 10. After a dramatic entrance at scene of crime, having to convince everybody he's not a professional wrestler. Number 9. When you can see the outline of his underwear through the bat suit. See, that would be a pet peeve right there. Number 8. Punks who gather around and smart off while he's getting gas for the Batmobile. Number 7, nuclear power source for utility belt has rendered him sterile. Geez, that's too bad. Number 6, when really stupid people shout out, "Hey, where's Tonto?" Number 5, when dry cleaners accidentally switch his bat suit and San Diego chicken costume. Number 4, when an episode focuses way too much on Jake. Oh, I'm sorry, that's one of the pet peeves of the Fat Man. As in Jake and the Fat Man. Let's call Joe again, all right?
Hey, how about that, Dave?
Number 3, seeing Alfred the butler talking to Albert Goldman. Oh, yeah, that would upset you. All right, let's turn the microphones back on.
No, we're with you. That would really get him PO'd, I think.
Let's just see how long Anton can go here.
Oh, he's got all night.
How much longer you got there? All right?
Plenty, he says, plenty.
Okay. A full tank.
Hey, how about that? Oh, why take the top off, Dave?
Number 2, the way any 2-bit moron with a flashlight and a piece of cardboard can summon him at night. And Batman's number 1 pet peeve, when people call him the Batman, it's just Batman, damn it. No, let's just do it. We'll,
Weapon 2, rated R.
For tonight, Sam Donaldson in a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Right.
Sam Donaldson, former ABC White House correspondent.
That'll be nice to get him out here and talk about that show.
Well, we will in a minute.
Right.
But, you know, do you enjoy the Joe Frazier, how much gas he has in his car?
It's an interesting segment,
No,
yes.
but do you enjoy it, was the question.
I personally get a lot of laughs out of it, yeah.
But not even laughs, I'm just talking about genuine,
Enjoyment.
down-home, solid, all-purpose enjoyment.
Entertainment and enjoyment pleasure.
Yeah.
It's quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I
Tonight's
think so
was
too.
especially. Tonight's installment was great.
But you
Last
see-
night I was a little worried about it. Tonight I can see it's
But
solid.
the more we talk to Joe, the more we'll get to know him as not just a guy who has gas in his tank,
Yeah.
but as a human being.
And as he starts to feel more comfortable.
That's right, sure, it's going to be perfect. And,
We
and
will-
when we stop doing this next March,
Yeah.
you're gonna miss it.
All the way to then. How
They
many
also,
cars-
this Thomas Ruth, they also found a plastic bag over his head.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's just
That's a mystery.
amazing. This,
He still survived.
this is, he's a survivor,
That
a man
man.
of steel.
Hey, how about that, Dave? You know,
Our first guest tonight is a distinguished journalist.
So far, I haven't been doing much.
Really?
Except on Sunday morning with David Brinkley and George Will.
Yeah, that's very enjoyable. I've mentioned that before. That's an interesting exchange and interchange with you folks there.
Well, you know, I like those guys. I like George Will. I don't agree with him most of the time,
Right.
but I respect his right to have his opinion.
Sure.
It's interesting thing.
But it's a known fact that he's goofy.
There's that.
So you acknowledge it at least.
David, not one of us is perfect, except maybe Diane Sawyer.
Oh, man.
But I mean, George is not perfect. You know, I had some worry when I was teamed with Diane, and I just think that's terrific. Because on Sunday morning, when George and I fight all the time,
Right.
I slap him around, he slaps me around. I look at him and I say, George, that's nonsense. You know, you're full of it. I thought, now how's it going to look on Thursday nights if I turn to the elegant, wonderful, classy Diane and say, you know, you're full of it? I thought, well, the audience won't like that.
No.
Because
no.
here's a big old guy beating up on her. So we did a few rehearsals we have so far. And let me tell you, I'm going to get the sympathy vote.
Oh, really? She can hold her own then?
Hold her own?
Yeah.
She holds everyone's own.
Just have to give her a call. Man alive.
What are you going to say? May I speak to smoking, smoking Diane?
Now let me. You bring up an interesting point there, half in jest. Are you going to be as aggressive and as forceful as people have gotten accustomed to seeing you be in Washington at the White House?
Well, I'm me. I mean, I can't change.
Of
I
course.
can't be you know,
Yeah.
Casper Milquetoast or something like that. I can't be Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
You have a 4x5 card I could use. Did you see him on the All-Star
Yes,
game?
I did. I actually saw the tape of it. I was in transit and missed the first inning, and so I looked at the tape the next day.
I felt for him. I mean, he needed those cards that night. But that's the way he was at the White House.
No, say that again. That is the way he was when you worked with him for 8 years?
Well, I didn't work with him, and as a member of the press corps, obviously I wasn't in on those meetings. But I was talking to someone the other day who was in on a lot of them. He said, you know, we'd have a meeting to decide something, and we'd argue the thing, and Schultz from the State Department would argue one way, and Weinberger would argue another, and you know, we'd argue this, and then we'd look to the president to decide.
Right.
And he'd get that wonderful look on his face, that genuine Ronald Reagan look that we all admire. And he'd push himself back from the table, and he'd look around, and he'd say, well, fellas, work it out, and he'd leave. I said, well, no wonder things didn't get settled.
But are those that might argue that that's the mark of a good administrator, to turn it over to his staff, and that if they wandered too far afield that he would come in and save the day?
They used to argue that. Was it Fortune magazine? Which magazine was it that in the fall of 1986 did a big cover? And here's President Reagan, and the cover says something like, I delegate authority.
Right.
I believe in hiring good people and letting them do it. Oliver North, John Poindexter. I mean, the whole Iran-Contra thing destroyed that. You asked me about Diane.
Yeah, I want to talk about this show here.
Well, I didn't mean to dodge your question, but, you know, in Washington for 29 years, I watched politicians dodge. I know how to do it. I think not only will Diane hold her own when we have our exchanges, I'm going to be myself. And if I disagree with her, I'll say it.
Tell me about the show. What kind of a thing is it? And also, now wait a minute. ABC has David Brinkley's show on Sunday.
You bet.
And many other shows on Sunday.
Koppel on Nightline.
Ted Koppel and Nightline. They have 2020.
Exactly. Barbara Walters, Hugh Downs.
Yeah, and then they have. So is there really room for another
Don't forget
half-hour?
Peter Jennings. I mean, if I'm going to plug everyone at ABC.
All right, so the World News Tonight, is that what it is?
Right.
Yeah, okay. But is there room? Is it going to be a half an hour, an hour?
Hour.
An hour show?
Absolutely room. David, I don't think anyone does this now in prime time. Ted does a terrific job at 11:30.
Without peer, wouldn't you say?
Oh, without peer. And if you want to stay up till 11:30, and I do many nights. Some nights I fall right to sleep after a requisite couple of glasses of red wine. But if you stay up, Ted is best. But I mean, if at 10 o'clock I say to you, tonight, Salman Rushdie, we're going to have him and talk to him.
Now, wait a minute, you're going to have Salman Rushdie on?
Oh, did I let that out of the bag?
No, but see...
Rune, I'm sorry, Rune. I didn't mean to let him know about our first show.
But see, that would be great if you could have Salman Rushdie, but you're not having him on.
Well, we're going to try, but chances are we wouldn't.
No, you're going to try, you're not going to have him on. Now, don't mislead the people, Sam. Of course you're going to try.
I love a challenge. No. I love a dare, Letterman.
But you can try all you want. We're trying. Right, Morty? Are you on the phone to him now? Look at this. Right now, Morty is trying to get Salman Rushdie.
Smoking Joe Salmon, right?
Yeah.
Hello. No, but my point is that if we have someone at 10 o'clock at night that you find interesting, Thomas Root?
Sure. Now there, I would tune in to see Thomas
You
Root.
have to do his first interview. The poor guy's still in bed, right? With a bullet wound, and you claim strangled and all of that. Someone is eventually going to get a first interview. If we were on the air and could compete at the moment, we would try to do it. And if we were able to get him, would you say, no, Ted may have him at 11:30. I'm just going to wait for Ted. I'm not going to watch Diane and Sam. You wouldn't say that.
No, you tune right on. But what I wonder, in the case of both Salman Rushdie and Thomas Root, this is the kind of thing that Barbara Walters would come in and stamp her foot, and boom, she'd get in.
She's terrific. Exactly.
Yeah. So you guys would be
I think
left with
a lot
Ed
of
Koch or something, you know?
You know how to hurt a guy.
All right, wait a minute. We have to do a commercial, then we'll be aside. But you get along pretty well with Diane?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I think it's going to work.
This is a live show?
Yeah, it's live.
And you're going to have an audience? Is that what or am I wrong about that?
No, we are going to have an audience.
What's the purpose of the audience?
Well, it's not like the Letterman audience.
Right.
It's like the Viewpoint audience in the sense that, no, I meant no offense to you, ladies and gentlemen. You know that. I say I'm practicing to be nice. They say you can't be the way you were at the White House.
A Viewpoint audience. So what does that mean?
Well, let's take the Supreme Court decision on flag burning. A lot of people in the country instantly had opinions back and forth, and we might talk about it that night, and then we might talk to people in the audience.
Right.
Not just to get their opinions, but we might have an expert in flag burning, or an expert in flag making, or Floyd Abrams, a constitutional lawyer who talks about the First Amendment.
Are you nervous about working in front, not only live, although I guess you've done live television most of your life.
Yeah, I have.
Most newscasts are live, right? Or
Well,
close enough.
I've done a lot of it.
Yeah. So then does the prospect of working in front of a studio audience trouble you? How many people we're talking about?
No.
Here?
Oh, a couple of hundred or so.
A couple of hundred folks, yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all because, you know, you've done this so long, and it adds an energy to the broadcast if, in our sense, it's used as a news audience rather than an entertainment audience.
Yeah, for us, each night, it's the single most important element of the show.
Yeah, and... And I bet they don't even know what the after minimum is.
And that's why we pass out the tickets for free, because it is such an important position.
But you know, once in a while it can go wrong, I suppose. We've done some tests, and if you try...
You've done test shows already?
Well,
that's
yes,
good.
but not on the controversial subject. Someone gets very hot and heated about it in the audience. You can't shut them up.
No.
And you can't pull the plug on them. Ted Koppel can say, well, I'm sorry, and then instantaneously... somebody throws a switch in master control, but if you're right there in front of them, you have to deal with it.
Tell me about these test shows. What kind of things have they been? And after that, did you like the shape that they took?
Well, the tests are just that, to try to work out the bugs and see what works and what doesn't work. I think generally we like what we're doing. I mean, we can't go in the air and say, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We hate all of this, and we think we're going to do it wrong, but would you please watch? I mean, that makes no sense
We've done that here a few nights.
I know. Sometimes, of course...
But for now, just by way of teasing us, tell us, like, on the second test show, just for the heck of it, what did you do? You said, hello, I'm Sam Donaldson, this is Diane Sawyer, or I'm guessing more accurately, hello, I'm Diane Sawyer, this is Sam Donaldson. And
ladies should always go first.
Yeah, that's right. And then what did you do?
Well, then we went live to various places, and along with Chris Wallace, our chief correspondent,
who used to work here at NBC.
You bring that up every time we meet. He works with us now.
Yeah, I know. The cream of the crop has been jerked out from under us and taken over to ABC.
Let me tell you what we did.
Connie Chung is over there now, isn't she?
It's at CBS.
CBS. Well.
It's all the same, right? Haldeman or Ehrlichman. It doesn't. Let me just say that one of the tests we did just this week. Of course, things go wrong in live television. We went out to Iowa, where the farmer who has the actual field that they used in Field of Dreams,
that's right,
at the cornfield, wanted to show that. Well, it's raining cats and dogs, and the poor guy is standing there with an umbrella, and he can't talk. And he can't talk to some degree because he's taciturn. So he says yep and no, and Diane finally says to him, well, you don't have much to say, do you? And I jump in. I'm going to be smart, you see. And I say, well, Diane, if you were standing in the middle of a rain shower, you wouldn't have much to say anyway. And she looks at me and she says very sweetly, yes, it's such a pleasant surprise, though, to be able to get in a word edgewise. Well, I'm devastated. And we're going to leave that on the floor.
So this thing is up in smoke already. Sam, it takes to the air. Do I have a date here? Where is the date of this thing? August 3rd. Right. August 3rd, 10 o'clock?
Thursday night, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Consult your local listings elsewhere.
We'll be looking for you. Thank you, boys. Thank you very much. Thomas Root.
Yeah.
Somebody had broken his thumbs.
That, too. I can't. And yet he survived.
Exactly. He's amazing. He's the man of steel. What? Ingmar, I'm sorry. Here we go. You know, we're right in the middle of a lovely summer season here in New York City, and we thought, what better time to present to you our annual New York City Summer Safety Quiz. Hey, Joe is there. Thanks, Paul. It's our summer safety quiz. Quiz question number 1. This summer, you won't have to worry about sunburn if A, you use a sunscreen of 15, B, you wear pants, shirt, and hat, C, you're Leona Helmsley. Number 2, the American Red Cross recommends beachgoers A, use number 15 sunscreen or higher, B, always make sure a certified lifeguard is on duty, C, wait at least 1 hour after eating before playing with medical waste. Frank Gagnon of our staff applauding wildly. You know, Frank likes it whenever we mentioned medical waste on the beaches because he's trying to get a good deal on property.
Oh.
And he feels like if we keep it up, it'll drive the market down. He'll go in there and make a good steal out of the thing.
Yeah. In and out.
Frank Gagnon, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3, the best way for a big league ball player to avoid having his career cut short is A, never bat without a helmet, B, always warm up before playing, C, bet with your head, not over it. Number 4, if a bullseye rash develops on your body, you should A, check for ticks, which, by the way, I do automatically.
I I know that about you.
Every day I check myself for ticks.
I am aware of that.
Sometimes several times a day. Right up in the office. I'll be in there checking for ticks.
For ticks, yeah.
Don't even try to call if I'm in there in the middle of a tick check, okay?
Find anything?
No. A, check for those ticks. B, get tested for Lyme disease. C, avoid playing lawn darts. Well, that makes no sense now. I've ruined a perfectly good joke. Thank you, Dave. Bob Vila's back there, I believe. Number 5, nothing ruins a family camping trip as much as when A, you forget bug spray, B, you don't pack an extra pair of socks, C, a serial killer hacks you and your family into minuscule pieces and puts you in baggies. That's, you know, that's true. It's ruined more than one family outing. Number 6, by the end of the summer, approximately 1 out of every 20 million Americans will A, be the victim of a shark attack, B, be struck by a falling meteorite, C, remember the name of the Black Ghostbuster. 1 out of 20 million. Remember his name. Man, how are we doing? We may not make it. All right, here we go. Number 7, if Elvis had lived to see the health-conscious 80s, he surely would have A, had his cholesterol checked regularly. By the way, we're having ours checked again in a couple of weeks.
Oh, good, because I didn't get mine checked the last time.
Yeah, because you know mine was sky high.
Unbelievably high.
And
were...
you still don't know what yours is.
No.
You look like about a 220.
Thank you very much.
I could get a job at a carnival guessing cholesterol.
Yeah.
B, installed a complete Nautilus system at Graceland. C, dipped his fudge sickles in oat bran. Can we go right to number 9 or not? Huh?
Sure.
Thanks, Hal. No, Hal says we can. Number 9, statistics show most falls occur when A, adults slip in the tub, B, children tumble off playground equipment, C, Ayatollahs slide out of their coffins. There we go. All right, we'll do a commercial. Prize for commentary. His latest book, which I have right here, is entitled Dave Barry Slept Here. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to the one and the same Dave Barry. Dave, are you back there? Hi, Dave. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much for being here. You know, what's the name of the woman who was the crime reporter for the Miami Herald?
Edna Buchanan.
Edna Buchanan. I read her book about a year ago, and geez, I thought it was just greatly entertaining.
You're a sick man.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was a good book.
No, I found her to be a very engaging person as I read the book.
You ever meet Edna?
Yeah, she was actually on the program once. Very nice.
Edna's okay. She's a living legend.
Yeah. Well, tell her I said hello. Not that she needs that, but tell her I said hello anyway.
You could tell her yourself she's probably watching right
really?
now.
Hello, Edna. How are you? Thank you.
Just kidding, Dave. I doubt she is. No.
Anyway,
really, she's got all your albums.
now tell me, you're not originally from Miami, all right?
No, I moved there because my wife and I have an 8-year-old son. We wanted him to grow up surrounded by, you know, as many possible diseases as.
Where are you from originally?
Yeah, from New York, so Armonk, New York.
And so then you moved down there from?
Well, I went to Pennsylvania where I worked for a little newspaper, and then I moved to Miami.
Yeah.
And we're adjusting down there.
How long have you been down there?
3 years.
You know, we were down there, I guess, about 3 years ago, and I found it to be pretty nice, actually.
No one shot at you or anything, right? Those rumors,
No.
they did shoot, but they didn't hit you.
Maybe that was it. Is it actually that bad when you're there on a daily basis?
No, it's kind of like, it's what it is. It's more like the weirdness factor. This is the only city I've ever lived in where the citizens have protested for the right to sacrifice chickens. That's true. It's a Santeria ritual where you say, they also do goats. But they didn't protest on that. They protested for the right to sacrifice chickens.
And what element of people are in favor of the chicken sacrifice?
I would say probably 80 to 90% of the citizens down.
No, that's not true.
Well, no, but more than you might think. I mean, there's a very large Latin population in Miami. Like, it's useful if you're there to learn certain.
And culturally, to these people, it's important.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And to the chickens, in a way, you could argue.
Well, sure, the other side of...
but no one ever protests on their
So you're finding it a tough adjustment, is what you're saying, in so many words.
There's little things, like the drivers have taken... when we first got there, I said, these people do not know how to drive. And now I realize that they are driving according to the laws of their individual countries of origin.
I see.
So, they put their left turn signal on in Ecuador. That means I'm never going to turn left unless it's illegal. You know,
but you're assailing the very theory and principle that makes this a great land, that it is a melting pot.
It sure as heck is, Dave.
How did you start with your column and then later the books and so forth? How did that begin?
Well, I used to work for a little newspaper in Westchester, Pennsylvania called the Daily Local News.
Yeah. Subscribers.
All of the subscribers to the Daily Local News are here tonight. It's one of those papers where, like, people would get in it because they had grown a rutabaga shaped like the Virgin Mary. You know, we would put that.
But you know, there's something very appealing about those smaller.
I really enjoyed that. It was probably the most fun job I ever had. The only problem was that as a news reporter, I was required to actually include some facts in my. You know,
you found that to be a drawback.
God. You know, day in day out, facts.
So how did you go from being a reporter to being a columnist?
Well, I kind of eased out of reporting, and I had a real job for a while. And while I was doing it, I was writing a humor column on the side, and I was getting paid $22 a week to write it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And that was all mine. That was take home.
Yeah.
You know. And
that's the kind of money that'll turn your head.
Didn't know about that. You know what I mean? And then the Miami Herald offered me a job to come down and basically make stuff up for them. So, that's what I do.
So you've been doing that ever since, and very successfully. And you received this Pulitzer Prize.
Which is actually very weird because the category that I won it for is called
commentary.
Distinguished commentary.
Distinguished commentary.
Which no one as
opposed to the lackluster category.
There's another category for really undistinguished. But which my columns, I mean, some people like them, but they're not distinguished. There's a lot of booger jokes in my, you know, so you have to ask yourself, what were they thinking? And my theory is...
And you're making fun of people who sacrifice chickens.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, perhaps I should be a better person from now on.
Sorry.
And I will after tonight.
Okay. So anyway, you got the award.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yes. I see you've done your homework. Yes. I got it. And now here I am. I mean,
no, but I mean, was there? I know that there's not like a presentation. I know there's not a trophy really. You get kind of a plaque or something.
Yeah, you do, and it's a little plaque. And I don't have plaques on my wall. I don't know about you.
No, I don't either.
Mine's in the closet, and there's really no way to let people know I have it. So I can't come in and say, because nobody even wears coats in Miami. You know, I can't say, well, you want to step in the closet for a minute? And I can't. There's really no way to get across.
Could you laminate it and keep it in your wallet?
I suppose it's not that big. I could get a bigger wallet. I could wear one of those big suits. Yeah.
All right. And this book. Now, this is a brand new offering, or is this a...
Yeah, no, that just came out. And by the way, Dave, this baby's for sale.
Thank you. Oh, I thought you were going to give it to me. It's a short history of the United States, and I was reading this afternoon. I found it generally very entertaining.
What do you mean generally?
Well, you've simplified. I mean,
you didn't laugh till you cried, David. Didn't become a part.
You know, that's in essence what I was trying to say.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're kind of a reserved kind of.
But
high praise from him, really.
You've sort of simplified history, and I think that's a nice thing to be doing.
Well, what it is, you know, all these times we keep reading it.
Hang on to that. We got to do a thing, and then we'll be right back. All right. Sounds great. Very nice job, Johnny. All right, we'll continue chatting about anything you want.
Just a little update on the Root story. He had no arms or legs.
I understand he also chipped a tooth. That's what I heard.